I'm not gonna come energetic with this. This is a serious topic. So again, the vibes are still here, but know that this has to be discussed. So I just got the full story, or at least a general summary of this murder. Basically, there was a woman. She grew up as an orphan. Got into drugs because she was thrown out at 15. And the only way she knew how to survive is by selling her own body. And because of that, I wouldn't say because of that, I don't know whether or not the drugs came first or her having to result to the actions that she did. Either way, it still led to her pimp, and she attempted to steal money, 4,000, I think. After he caught her, that's when all of the messed up things. And I'm not gonna get into this here. I wanted to discuss what I was thinking about this entire ordeal. What they did to her was terrible. We all know that, but this this is why we have to take care of our children. Because what I was thinking about is what would have happened if her environment was different? What would have happened even if she was an orphan? What would have happened if she knew that what she did could affect the future? And I'm not talking about, oh, she's gonna end up in that messed up position. Nobody could have predicted that. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is, she didn't have to suffer through that, but she felt like it was her only way. And you know what? Screw it. It started with the freaking orphanage. That's a non-negotiable. Because if she would have known what she truly have wanted, she would have made different choices. She probably would have still chose to sell her own body. But at the very least, she was doing it for a better goal. Or at least she would have done it for a better goal. And that's what I want to convey to all of us. To anybody who has kids, to anybody who takes care of kids as their guardians or their legal/biological parents, you are responsible for guiding your children the right way. Or at least well enough to the point where certain actions shouldn't even be the first thing to pop up in their minds. I wholeheartedly believe that. And I'm not saying for all people, but most people, if you have that right environment, so that even if they're going through something, they'll still find a way to get through it. That's still something that's powerful for that child, so that they can become an adult that's actually happier and living a better lifestyle than what they were living as a child. And I can't help but to think, how were they treating orphans back then? And this is probably why I want to start a program for orphanages. Like, just for some children to get off of their feet, so that they're not thrown or thrusted into the freaking world/globe, because there are still certain undeveloped countries out here. And who knows, another situation may pop up where she might not she, but the same thing that happened to her might happen to another person. Maybe not exactly, but something just as bad, if not a little bit worse. I I don't want to say I want the money. I just want the ability to be able to establish so many things so that our future generations can be in a better place, because they shouldn't have to resort to other types of means just to survive. And I understand some people are just born without parents. Some people have communities that are just messed up in the head like that. That doesn't mean that their way, not their way, but that doesn't mean that, how should I put this? You don't have to you don't have to harm or hurt yourself in order for you to get the things that you want, in order for you to survive. Especially in this day and age. Even though it happened back in the 1990s, 2025, there may be still something that people are still getting around, because we have the mafia. Even though, no, we have the mafia, we have pimps, we have literal pirates, but they're on speedboats for efficiency. And most importantly, we have messed up individuals in this freaking planet. I myself may be a happy-go-lucky person, but I believe that even if I see the world in hopeful eyes, that doesn't mean I do not acknowledge the darker parts of this freaking planet. I not only acknowledge it, I aim towards it. Because I don't want to live a false reality where everything is always go happy, good look, happy, whatever. I want to be able to acknowledge that bad. Because I know that there's something here, not only to learn, but something here that we can do to prevent it. And it's up to us, the parents that are coming up, the parents and the guardians who watch over our kids. It is up to us to make sure that they are in the right headspace. If you do as much as you can, and I'm not talking about the bare minimum of feeding them, do this, that, and the third. If you take care of their mental, their emotional space too, allow them to find ways to. There we go. Oh, somebody trying to stop this message. Shoot, again, I'm going to reiterate this. It is up to us to take care of our children mentally, emotionally, obviously physically, but every aspect of our children, we have to take care of them. I don't care if you're a person who runs an orphanage. I don't care if you're a parent. You have a responsibility for that child so that that child can grow up, so that when they go through dangerous or stressful situations, they know how to handle it in a healthy way without it resulting in a progressively worse type of situation to the point where they can't even get themselves out of it. Because what she went through could have been avoided, but it wasn't her fault. I'm not finna put it on her. And this is why I'm not going to put it on her, because she didn't know how deep that her actions can truly take her, both the good and bad. And that's what we have to teach our kids, the consequences of freaking actions. Because somebody who's unaware that their own actions can be the cause of how their life can be in a worse position than it actually was, that's where you've failed as a guardian and a parent, by not communicating with your kids, your children, the ones that you take care of. You didn't communicate that their actions have consequences without fear mongering. Do not fear monger them. Let them know every action has an equal and or opposite reaction. And depending on whether or not you do this or do that, can get you predictable results. Sometimes it's unpredictable. And that simple line alone, how actions can lead out to predictable outcomes. Sometimes they're unpredictable, but you're more likely to make the right choices when you understand the risk that you're willing to take. And that's why I believe that us as a society, we've truly failed our children. Or at the very least, my generation and older, it's our turn. We have to be the ones who teach our kids the consequences of our actions. We have to be the one to steer them, not control their actions, but to guide them onto places. No. Let me get my words out. Guide them so that they can make the right decisions even when you're not around. That doesn't mean you control them. That doesn't mean you groom them. What that means is you teach them moral topics, moral codes. There's a specific word I'm trying to, moral ethics, that, but not really. Screw it. You teach them the morality of each and every action behind everything that they do. That way, even if they come across a situation where they can choose to do or not to do something, they'll always look back to your words so that can help them out in whatever they're trying to do. And that's our responsibility as parents of the new generation that's coming up and in. Because if we don't address this, which is a full circle moment, that's why the bad situations happen, even though they're disgusting to really hear about. If we don't address it and fully learn from it, the same thing will repeat. This is why we have to take care of our children. Because history will repeat where people do not learn. That's why we have to be responsible for our own kids and for our own generations that come after our kids. To my parents and the guardians, it starts with us. Now pause for a little intermission. Let's see, Pride Daisy. I don't know what that is. Probably a little jelly bean. Orlando, what's goody? G-World, what's good? And thank you for the support, man. I really appreciate it. You still my day one. Well, definitely, you still my day one. But as I end off this live, just remember, you truly do dictate where your children and kids can end up. So make sure you properly teach them. Not by abuse, not by force, but by love and compassion. And as always, stay peaceful, blessed, up, miracle up, and know that you will appreciate what's taken care of. By divine one of all high source, God is in a truly and genuinely and deeply cares about you deeper than our souls. Always remember that here you are loved. We care about you here if no one else does. We do. I do know that no matter what, we are always here to give you that listening ear. Don't be afraid to talk to us or with us. We're always here for you. Community tab is always on my YouTube. Hit it up. You don't even have to subscribe. Comment on one of my videos if you want to talk, chat. We're here for you. Just know that every time you come on this channel, we'll give you that love that you deserve. Know that you matter, your life matters, and there's always someone that loves you. If no one else will, we will, and you will too, okay? And don't forget to smile today, okay? Okay? Now come in for this hug. Yeah, come in. And as always, I shape peace out of you.